The gross domestic product of BRICS is now 36% of global GDP and 47% of the world population. This follows the announcement of the 6 nations to the BRICS bloc.
The BRICS gang's combined GDP is set to hit $30.8 trillion, which is almost a third of the world's total. Now, let's talk about shaking things up. The BRICS countries are looking to seriously disrupt global trade. Their slice of the world's export pie is predicted to grow from 20.2% to 25.1%. And hold on to your hats, folks. Their share of global oil production is going to skyrocket from 20.4% to a jaw-dropping 43.1%, thanks to Saudi Arabia's massive oil contribution. Meanwhile, the economies of these BRICS nations are expected to grow at a solid 3.6% in 2024, leaving the G7 countries in the dust with their measly 1% growth. Introducing this new BRICS currency is more than just a financial maneuver. It's a geopolitical power play. The goal? Boost trade among themselves and cut down on their reliance on the US dollar. It's like saying, hey, we're tired of playing by your rules. We're making our own. If they pull this off, we could be looking at a whole new world order in the international financial scene. This bold move is about economic independence and making sure they can withstand the crazy ups and downs of global finance. If this new currency catches on, it could totally rewrite the rules of the game. The US really needs to get its head out of the sand and start paying attention to what's going on in Africa, especially when it comes to de-dollarization. For too long, the US has looked down on Africa, treating it like a poor, insignificant continent. But in doing so, Uncle Sam is missing the forest for the trees. If Africa starts giving the cold shoulder to the US dollar, there could be some serious fallout. With Africa getting cozy with BRICS, the US is slowly waking up to the fact that it might have seriously messed up. Russia and China are leading the charge on de-dollarization with a new $260 billion trade plan using their own currencies. And guess what? Africa's hopping on board, making this shift a whole lot easier. So, why is Africa the secret sauce in making de-dollarization a reality? Let's dive in and see what's cooking. The BRICS group, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, is on a mission to shake things up with $260 billion worth of trade, completely bypassing the US dollar. Instead, they're playing ball with currencies like the Russian ruble, the Chinese yen, and occasionally the euro. This bold move is all about cutting down the US dollar's stranglehold on international trade. China and Russia are the star players in the BRICS lineup, pushing hard to weaken the US dollar's dominance. Last year, these countries made big strides by doing official transactions in the yen and ruble, sidestepping the American greenback altogether. Now, building on this momentum, China and Russia are rolling out some pretty ambitious plans, targeting that whopping $260 billion in trade, all in alternative currencies. This isn't just a minor tweak. It's a game plan to create a more balanced and resilient global economy, one that isn't tethered to the US dollar. The ripple effects from this groundbreaking effort are expected to spread through the BRICS nations, encouraging other members to jump on the bandwagon. As BRICS nations come together to rewrite the rules of international trade, the push to ditch the US dollar is gaining traction, paving the way for a more diverse and inclusive global economy. The drive to ditch the dollar is picking up steam, led by some big economic players eager to break free from the US dollar's grip. The BRICS nations are at the front of this parade. With their combined economic muscle and team effort, they pose a real threat to the old financial order. This shift could send shockwaves through global trade and finance. For businesses, this shift isn't just a blip on the radar, it's a massive opportunity. As the middle class in these regions swells, investment trends are changing. Local economies are growing stronger and more confident, and investors are itching to get a piece of the action. From big multinationals to small startups, Everyone's got their eyes on the potential gold mine in these emerging markets. One big change from all this is less reliance on the US dollar for doing business. As local currencies get more stable and people start trusting them more, businesses and consumers are happier using their own money. This shift is a sign that local economies are getting stronger and reduces the risks that come with relying on a foreign currency. BRICS teamwork is speeding up the move away from the dollar, focusing on working together on currency and building different financial systems. They want to cut down on their need for the dollar and boost their economic independence through things like currency swaps, regional payment systems, and pushing for alternative reserve currencies. Currency swap deals between central banks are a big part of this teamwork. These deals let countries exchange one currency for another at set rates, cutting down on currency risks in trade and investment. This boosts confidence in local currencies and reduces the need for the US dollar as a middleman. By making it easier to settle trades in local currencies, these swaps help chip away at the dollar's dominance and strengthen economic ties within BRICS. Setting up regional payment systems is another smart move, cutting transaction costs and boosting financial integration. By building efficient payment setups, like clearing and settlement mechanisms, countries can make cross-border trade and investment in local currencies smoother. These systems don't just promote regional trade, they help build strong financial markets and improve access to financial services. BRICS is also pushing for other reserve currencies to lessen their need for the dollar. By diversifying their reserve holdings, they can avoid the risks tied to currency swings and boost financial stability. They're looking at options like the IMF's special drawing right, SDRs, or promoting regional currencies like the Chinese yen or the South African rand. These alternatives help create a more balanced global financial system. The push to move away from the dollar isn't just about cutting dependency on it, it's about gaining economic independence. By trading in their own currencies, countries aim to control their economic futures better, promote sustainable development, and reduce their vulnerabilities to global financial market ups and downs. Economic independence lets countries set policies and strategies that suit their needs, fostering economic diversity, promoting local industries, and strengthening domestic markets. Alright, picture this. You're running your life without always relying on your neighbor's stuff. Sometimes they just up and decide to charge you double or take their stuff back whenever they feel like it. That's pretty much what happens when a country leans too heavily on foreign currencies like the US dollar. It's like being stuck in a never-ending dance where the other party leads and you're just trying to keep up without stepping on toes. Relying on the dollar can throw everything off balance, from the prices at your local market to the interest rates on your loans. Imagine grocery shopping and suddenly everything costs twice as much because someone sneezed in the Federal Reserve. By moving away from this dependency, a country can start calling its own shots. It's like finally getting to choose the playlist at a party instead of listening to someone else's boring music. But why stop there? Think of countries getting chummy with BRICS as forming a new club with folks who get you. Like finding a new group of friends who share your interests instead of hanging out with the same old crowd that never lets you sit at their table. Western economies are like those cool kids in school who sometimes don't let you join in their games. Diversifying trade partners is like expanding your social circle, so you're not always stuck with the same old drama. It's like these countries are tired of getting the short end of the stick whenever the Western economies have a bad day and decide to throw a tantrum. De-dollarization is all about building stronger ties with countries that have similar goals and aren't constantly dragged down by the mood swings of Western financial markets. Imagine China setting up its own currency deals like it's hosting a huge trade party where everyone can use the yen instead of the dollar. They're making moves to create a space where they don't have to worry about someone else's economic policies ruining their plans. Think of it as trying to escape the constant drama of a messy relationship and finding someone who gets you. That's why BRICS is pushing the de-dollarization agenda so hard. They're done being backup dancers and want a shot at the spotlight. It's like these countries are tired of playing second fiddle and want to take center stage. De-dollarization also means countries get to stabilize their own currencies. Imagine not having to worry about the roller coaster ride of exchange rates affecting your daily life. It's like having a steady income instead of living paycheck to paycheck. So, do you think de-dollarization will be a game changer for the global economy? How tough will it be for the US dollar to keep its top spot now? Drop a comment below with your thoughts on the future of global currencies. And if you want more videos like this, hit subscribe and ring the bell for updates.